Okay, we are live. So, hello and welcome back to the Bence Veres Podcast. I hope you're having a good day. In this podcast, this will be a bit of a special episode because I will be doing a solo podcast and basically it's 21:39 on a Wednesday evening, and I've decided to come out into my car because it's a bit windy and it's a bit cold outside, and just decided to come sit in my car and chill for maybe half an hour. Let's do half an hour. So in the next half an hour I'm just gonna think out loud some random stuff, and then we'll see where it goes. Really, the main reason why I'm doing this podcast is because I would like to keep up with my consistency with the uploads. I would like to do two episodes a week, and it's not easy, like with work and all the other stuff, so try to do my best. This is basically a filler, but nonetheless feel free to listen to it. I might say something stupid or something interesting. So as I said, as I'm gonna chill here in my car, why my car? So it's cold and windy outside. So if you give me a second, I'm gonna start my chill session. Okay. Alright. Not easy. A lot of work. So, first of all, I would like to ask you to make sure you subscribe and like this video if you liked it, and definitely leave a comment down below about what did you think about this video, or some feedback, or what are you grateful for. I always like to read those. Also, I know I just started my channel, but I already got 2 spam comments, so these people just commented something to drive traffic to their site. But considering I only have like 21 subscribers, like 500 views, it's I don't know. I wonder how did they find me. Anyway, definitely subscribe. That helps me out a lot, and share it with your friends. That will be good as well. So this podcast is without a video. There's not much light in the car, and I couldn't be bothered to stay up, so voice only. Now, some thoughts about my podcast. First of all, I like doing it, but I would like to be better. Eventually, I would like to have my own little studio where I can actually invite people and don't have to do my podcast over Skype. I think that's, maybe 1 or 2 years down the road, but there's certainly a checkbox I need to tick eventually. But for now, I stick with the solo and Skype ones. Not perfect, but good for now. I'm only growing my channel. I haven't got loads of income. Well, I've got no income coming in because I just started it. But as I start growing it and it grows, hopefully some money will be flowing in where I can put towards a studio. But there's at least 4 years, I think, if not more. Who knows? I might not even make it at all. I might stuck at 1,000 subscribers or something. I don't know. We'll see where it goes. But I definitely want to do a podcast. I think this is something I would like to do. Yeah, so in this podcast, this is the topic I wanted to cover. Like this, your early 20s, where I'm at now. I'm 24 at the moment, in 2020, February. And, it's strange. Growing up is strange because you spent your early childhood and teens in the care of your parents, or at least I did, and most of the people I know. And the reason it's strange, my early 20s, is, I live on my own, I work, and I kind of feel like an adult, but still, I'm just trying to figure it out. I have no idea what I'm doing. I'm pretty sure no one else does either. But it's strange because it's like your hands are not being held by anyone anymore. Like you are responsible for your own actions, and this is strange because you have to learn this. You don't know how to be an adult. This is why you spend your early 20s, probably whole of your 20s, how to be an adult. And when you were growing up, you had to ask for permission from everybody. Like you had to raise your hand and ask the teacher to go out to the toilet during class. And this is, let's say, one day, and the next day you have to fill out a CV, go to a job interview, get a job, and just trying to get by. Like, you have no idea what you're doing. Like, this is completely new. And I think it's just such a divide. Like, me personally, I definitely weren't raised for life. Like, the school system failed so miserably. And my friends didn't know better, and for some reason I didn't talk about this stuff with my parents. I don't know why. I genuinely don't know. But anyway, trying to figure out your life is strange and interesting. You don't know where you want to go. Like, you have so many options to choose from. I feel like, having free will, I can choose whatever I want. But I feel like, imagine walking into a shop or a bakery and there are at least 15 kinds of bread, and you are overwhelmed by the option to choose. Like, it's nice to have free will, but like, you can be overcome with choices, and you don't know which one to take, and but time is passing, and you're wasting your time, and you don't know where you want to go, and you just feel lost. Like with the analogy of the breads, like, which bread do I choose? Do I choose white, 50-50, or brown, or like wholemeal? And like, this is free, but you can also choose like gluten-free and like whatever, all kinds of bread. And I don't know which one to choose from. And it's like, what I realize now, basically, you have to choose one. Like, you have to actualize and focus. Out of all your options, you have to decide which one you want to take, which one you're going to go with, and then stick with it, and then just do that one thing. And doing this podcast is like this choice. Like, I made my choice. I would like to stick with it, but who knows what will happen, yeah. And so I had so many options. I felt, dazzled, like I don't know which one to choose from. But for some reason, I choose to do podcasts. This is really what I want to do. I think there's so much potential and possibilities and opportunities and people to speak with, to meet them, to hear what they have to say. I think it's so beneficial, and a podcast is a great thing. So I would like to keep on doing it. And this is why I do this in my car while I'm chilling. It's not the best quality. It's not it's not a proper video or a content. But if you listen to it, I think I make this for history. I can imagine myself, 3-4 years down the line. And what I do now will be those moments that contributed for me to actually, let's say, make it as a podcaster or something. I don't know what I was doing, but when I was looking back, all these individual attempts and just me trying to, find myself, my style, what I want to do, or just starting out, gain experience, that all these moments will add up for the person who I will be, let's say, 4 years down the line. Yeah. So I'm just wondering how it will turn out. I don't know. Yeah, so this is a big thing at the moment in my life. And I want to share this because I'm genuinely curious about how other people experience being an adult, a young adult. You just, left your teens, now in your early 20s, and I wonder how other people experience this. Do you experience that you have so many possibilities to choose from, you don't know which one to go for, so you just pick one you kinda like, and you think you might enjoy doing it, and then you just stick with it, and then you don't know what you do, but you're doing, but you are, because it's interesting to you, so you decide to keep on doing it. This keeps you motivated because you want to see what could happen if you stick with something for long enough to change what you want to do. I don't know if I'm explaining it well. Probably I'm not. But anyway, I don't know. Trying to figure out what to do. And I'm quite envious of people who know what they want to do, or have some sort of proper meaning and purpose and goals in their life. If you know this when you are, let's say, 24, I'm so envious of you. Let's say you want to be a good, a basketball player, yeah, or a football player. And you just stick with it, and you keep on grinding and hustling and working towards it. I'm quite envious of these people who know what they want to do. Because, it must be nice to actually wake up for something. It's not just you just go to work and then just live your life, but you actually want to do something that you find interesting, and you want to keep on doing it, you want to be good at it. Or I don't know. Yeah, but podcasts help me a lot. Like, I was listening to the Jordan Peterson podcast, and he's so knowledgeable and smart and knows what he's talking about. He really knows psychology. I think psychology is so important to know and understand, because it helps you understand yourself, and it helps you think about in other perspectives. Am I right what I'm talking about? Am I right to think this? It's good to stop and think about your actions and to reflect. I think it's for this reason psychology is good for self-evaluation. I wonder what other people think about this. Do other people stop and evaluate themselves? Like, is this a good direction am I heading in? Is this really what I want to do? And also coming to terms with your own mortality, like realizing and actually understanding the fact that you are going to die one day and then not exist anymore. And for this reason, I don't think people actually understand how valuable their time is. And this is one of the biggest reasons why I've decided to, really get my shit together, choose something what I think I like and sticking with it. Because, it takes a lot of time to be good at something. And if that something turns out that you don't want to do it and you want to change, you haven't got that much time, And also, if you want to have a family, it's so important to start dating and start really finding the person who you want to have a family with. It's I'm thinking I'm 24 and Jesus, it might take me, let's say, 5 years of dating to find a person who I have to spend at least another 5 years to make sure we are compatible to raise children and start a family with. So, yeah. And also, I don't want to be a dad when I'm 35. It's just my personal stuff. But it really puts things into perspective, that if you really think about and self-reflect and think about how valuable your time is, and you haven't got that much time left of your active years where you have to figure out what you want to do for the rest of your life. It's very sensitive, since from the time you leave high school until, let's say, I don't know, until you're 28 or 30. By the time you're 30, you definitely have to figure out what you want to do and plan your life out, because if you don't, you will be so far behind that you won't be able to, let's say if you want to retire, yeah, the sooner you start saving, the sooner you can go and retire. What I mean by retire is not work for a living anymore, but your wealth, what you accumulated, the interest you get and the dividends and whatever will help you spend time on things what you really want to spend time on. Let's say if you want to retire 55, you have to start pretty early and invest quite a lot of money to retire at 55, because the government won't give you that much money and you can't rely on the government, yeah, so you have to have a private pension as well. So you have to have a good income to make sure Like, if you want to spend a lot of time with your family once you are older, you know, you have to get your shit together quite early in order to make sure that you will be financially stable by the time you want to retire. And you don't want to retire at 65, because then you will be too old to actually enjoy the wealth you accumulated. So it's difficult. I would like to self-reflect. Is this really the path I want to go on? You know, but I think I do. Figure out what I want to do, get good at, make enough money, start a family, retire at a young age, so I can spend time with my kids and my wife. Yeah, this is another thing. You have to decide and figure out what you really want to do. This is so important, and I feel like no one really taught me how to do this and how to think about it. And when I ask people, like, what do they want to do really, most of them just answer, you know, oh, I just want to retire at 65 and then do some useless shit, like watch TV or something. Like, this is why you want to retire, to watch TV and be useless all day, you know. So, I don't know. It's difficult. I want feedback on this. What do you think? I want to hear what motivates you, what makes you wake up every morning. What do you really want to work on? What do you really want to achieve in your life? Because imagine yourself at, like, let's say 80 or 90 years old on your deathbed, and when you think back on your life, like, you don't want to be disappointed, do you? Like, you don't want to be disappointed in yourself that you wasted your life, because, you know, that will make you sad and you have to die. So that's the worst. Like, if you have to die from an old age, why not be from something, oh yeah, I had a good life, you know, I overcame challenges, I was brave, I was courageous, I risked things, I learned, you know, I experienced, I had a good life. So, Jesus, not easy, all these things, like, I like to philosophize about all these things. Just think. What do you really want to do? Interesting. Man, these solo podcasts are not the best. I need someone to talk with. Like, it's nice to think for yourself, but when you have to record it on a voice, or like you have to record your voice, like, it's a lot different. Oh, Jesus. So, yeah, this is something that's on my line. So, Jesus. Sorry. So this is what's been on my mind lately. Yeah. Life is interesting. Especially we live in such a strange time now. You know, like, here in the UK, the world is quite technologically advanced, and it's so strange to live in such times. Like, we have such easy lives now, and good lives because of technology, you know, but that requires us to extract resources from the earth. And to some degree, I think in order to advance as a civilization, I think you have to use resources, right? You have to use some sort of energy. Like, you know, you get oil from the ground and you have to burn it. Like, you have to release all this CO2 in order to get energy, or helps you develop society and the world. Like if you want to do things, you need the energy for that, right? And it's so hard to take care of the place where your only home, like Earth. Like growth would be so limited and things would take so much time if we wouldn't be, I don't want to use the word destroy. Well, I use it, like, I hope you understand what I mean, but like we are destroying Earth in order to advance as a civilization, but destroy is not the best word. It's more like we use the, what I mean by destroy is we use the energy, like oil and natural resources, what we mine and stuff, to build more complicated tools so we can extract more energy, so we can use this energy in order to have a good and easier life. Yeah. And all these activist people, like, I understand their point that we shouldn't destroy our Earth, like, I completely agree, but on the other hand, if we would limit our growth, I think like that would be a lot worse, because our society would be like, it would take too much time to actually get anything done. Yeah. This is another thing, like psychology and economics are connected to some degree, or like on some level, and you just have to realize how important the economy is and to understand it and how it works, because it basically describes how your life works. Like, it's good to know about the economy. And that's why I want to do economic and financial educational videos. I think it would be so good to help people understand how the economy works, and psychology as well, how it like affects things, in order to better understand ourselves. And this would, if people would self-reflect, they would have some kind of knowledge to decide to like what are, like, to figure out what are their opinions really. Because most people, you know, when you vote, let's say politically, like there's always, like, let's say two sides, and like these two sides have to be the extremes in order to attract the most amount of people. But this in turn means that you don't agree with most things what they say, but they are more close to you than, let's say, the other party. And this is why you choose one or the other. Yeah, anyway, I think I'm gonna end my podcast here. It's not the best note, but anyway, it's almost been half an hour. I hope it's not too bad. If it's too bad, I might I don't know if I wanted to leave. I want to leave it for history, but I don't know. I'll see. I think I will keep it. I upload it, get some feedback, and then if other people say it's alright to post, then I post it. Yeah. I will see. Alright, let's end it on something positive. Yeah, education is important. I just realized it lately. This is another thing why I've been thinking on that. The education system wouldn't be too bad. I think you're too young to like learn about all these things at such a young age. Like you cannot appreciate literature until you are, I don't know, you've grown and experienced life. Like at the age of 16, like you don't know shit. Like you don't know anything about life. and you read these poetry and it's supposed to mean something to you. Like what? It does. I don't relate. Like, these guys have lived in the 1800s. Like, I understand it's poetry and whatever, but like, I don't understand. I can't relate. But now, when I'm 24, I can relate a lot better than when I was 16 or 17. So if I were to learn literature now, it would be more meaningful to me to learn about it than when I was young. And when you're young, you don't know how to think. Like, you're full with hormones. Like, your mind is this crazy thing. You don't even know what you're doing. Like, you're just a kid. Like, you're definitely not an adult. And you don't know anything. Like, your worldview is so limited because you're at home, you're with your friends, and you're at school, and that's it, mostly. You don't really experience life. So, like, poetry would mean a lot more, and movies and art would mean, I think, a lot more if people would learn about this when they are, 25, when their brain has actually finished developing. I don't know, these are my stupid thoughts. Anyway, I'm gonna end it here now. It's been an honor. Oh my god, I can't speak that. But anyway, thank you very much for listening. I hope I hope I help you think about and self-reflect and just give you a new perspective to open up your mind and think about things, to really think about things. And I want to hear your opinion, like in the comments down below, honestly. And don't forget to also think about one thing what you are grateful for. I'm grateful for now at this moment, and I'm gonna end it here. I'm grateful for that I've took the steps and started this podcast. Yeah. Okay. Thank you very much for listening. Subscribe, like if you like this video. Turn on the bell icon so you get the notifications. Comment down below, share it with your friends. And always keep on learning. Yeah. Alright. Peace out. Good night.